nest. It's Pony Boy Curtis.
That's an original and lovely name.
Well, my father was an original person. My brother's name is Soda Pop, and it says so on his birth certificate. So Pony Boy is kind of the person that the whole audience gets to experience the whole show through my lens, Pony Boy's lens, because wherever he goes, the audience kind of follows. So we get to follow, the entire plot line through the stabbings, the killings, the running away, the fear, the dread, everything that Pony Boy feels, it's all pushed into the audience so they can really tie into the whole story.
Have you gone back to read the novel or watch the movie?
So the day, I dabbled in the story a couple times before I actually auditioned, but the day before the first rehearsal, I just sat down and I read the entire first book, and then a couple days before that I watched the movie, and I just did so much research on the time period itself, so trying to figure out everything I can collect, not just in the book, but like everything from the time period so I can put it on into the show.
Dallas is a bit of a cold-hearted fellow. He doesn't really show any emotion, and that's because he lived in New York. He had to deal with all of this violence all the time, and it's made him a little more concentrated in his own head than outside. And through the story and through some of the events that happen, we get to see the development of this, how this continues and how this changes, and it ends in a really interesting climax.
Why did you want to be part of this?
Well, me and my friends watched this movie as soon as it was announced, and as soon as I saw it, I knew it was something I wanted to be involved with, whether that be acting or crew, because the show and the story to me is super meaningful because it shows the divide of social classes and how we're not as different as we might think, which I think is an important topic.
Johnny's a very traumatized individual. I think that he is very self-conscious of where he is and when he is at almost all times because of the things that happened to him over the course of the show. And I think it develops to get more and more closed off until the big change in the end.
Were you familiar with the story prior to getting involved? Did you read the book or see the movie?
Oh yeah, we all had to read it for our 8th grade year, of course. I think most people do. But even before that, I had read it, and I had seen the movie probably 100 times. It's one of my family's favorites. So.
How familiar with the story were you of The Outsider?
Very familiar. I went to a different district for middle school, and we read it in 8th grade. So I was very, very familiar with it. We read the book and watched the movie and everything. So I was super excited when it got announced.
With the curtain going up on Thursday, what percentage would you say you're done? Are you pretty close to
I think we're very close. Yeah, I'd say at least probably 95. It's always interesting. We have a saying, you always have drying paint on opening night. And like as the curtain's going up, there's always something that's still happening. So I think we're in a very good spot.
Well, I think everyone should first take a moment to appreciate this amazing set. I mean, every single brick laid was hand painted by someone on the set, and that's just insane with, the hundreds of bricks that we have laid up. It's just, it's insane. I think there's something to appreciate on every side, and I think walking out of this theater, I want everyone to just have a moment of reflection with your family and friends, just to think about what you've just experienced and the messages that you can receive and apply to your own life. Just in our own community, there's so many wealth disparities and also social classes that we have yet to acknowledge, and I think this play takes a step back so that we can acknowledge it from a new point of view.
I want them to look at the characters and make connections between the characters and who they see in their life. Because over the course of the show, we see a lot of people who are inner, a lot of people who may present their emotions more forward, and I think that if you can draw the connection between the characters and your real life experiences with people, you can learn a little bit more about the people around you.
This has been like a phenomenal journey. I've loved to see the whole development. Maybe a week ago, we had half of the walls up behind us, and the difference between that and Saturday Our Set Build has been phenomenal. And the same goes with our actors. The beginning of the show, the character that they had based on, just what they're reading to what they've came up with while we've been rehearsing and all the work they do outside of it, the change is phenomenal. And I think everything has a huge new depth to it that you might not understand unless maybe you ask some of the actors after the show.
Yeah.
I hope they come away with appreciating our hard work and really just acknowledging how far we've come and how much work we really put into this, and just recognizing the story, because I think it's not as popular as it once was. So I really hope that they know the story and get the message from it.